obvious question. Playing in the Superdome again, does that building give you special feelings?
Yeah, it does. It's a place that a lot of good memories were made. But it's a business trip. We're going in to win a game. So I'm excited to go back. Excited to see all the fans that supported me, but they're not going to be cheering for us this time.
If you could put your finger on the facts that you returned all your skill players, upgraded your offensive line, same play caller, offensive coordinator, why you think the offense isn't clicking at the level that it was last year? If you could put your finger on why you think that might be, what would you say?
We just got to start. We just got to be more consistent throughout the games. We've put together every game. We put together some really good drives, some really good spots, really good quarters, really good halves. We just got to put it all together through an entire game.
Zach talked about the input that Brian has, the offensive coaching staff has in the game plan. Obviously, you have input as well. What have you seen from that balance between the coaches, between Brian and the rest of the guys, you and everybody, it being a collaborative effort?
Yeah, I think that's pretty unique to this place, and I think that's what makes everybody love being here is that there's no egos from me to our coaching staff to Zach to Brian to Pitch to our receivers to everybody. It's a collaborative effort that everybody puts in, and so everybody can take ownership.
There's a fine line, Joe, sometimes between scheming to get players open and just having your players, especially in one-on-one, go make a play against their best. How do you view that, and do you think you guys have taken enough shots in those competitive situations?
Yeah, that's always the balance. You want to run plays that so everybody can play fast and not have to think, but you also want to scheme things up, have some game plan plays that you think are going to work. And so there's always a balance to find. We could probably find that balance a little better than we have, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
Do you think scheming in red area, red zone, and low red area is more difficult because there's less space for the defense, or for the defense to cover?
Yeah, it's always tough when you get down there, especially when you have the guys that we have on the outside, because you end up seeing some funky coverages that they might double Jamar, or they might double two of our guys that you don't really see on tape. So it's tougher to scheme things up down there.
I know that I'm sure a lot happened that night. There's so many things from start to finish when y'all won the national championship. But is there anything that maybe sticks out, like one memory more than others from that night?
No, not really one. It was just a great night for our team and for the guys that had been there. And the best thing about winning a championship is the locker room after the game, and all the work that you guys put in. You get to celebrate that together, and so that's the biggest thing.
Did you actually get cited for smoking a cigar, or was that
No, I didn't get cited, but there were definitely cops in there ready to go.
What sparked that, Joe? What was what was that? What kind of sparked the cigar thing? What was that? How did that become a thing?
I don't know. I just cigars are kind of a celebratory thing, and we had just won a national title, and we wanted to celebrate.
Where were they from? Were they any particular brand?
Yeah, one of our strength coaches' family had a cigar brand that he brought for us.
There's that shot of you sitting there on the couch, I believe, in your jersey, and you're smoking a cigar, and it became a massive viral kind of picture. Did you know it was gonna have that kind of reaction in the moment, or you just kind of sitting there chilling and didn't expect that?
Didn't even know there was a camera right there. That's all I got.
Is that framed in the house?
Hmm?
Is that framed in the house?
No, I don't make it a habit of putting pictures of myself up in the house.
You also, Joe, you pointed your finger at the end of the game, if you remember that. That seemed to be this new thing that teams do.
I think I started that, didn't I?
Did you start that?
I think so.
Tell your dad.
No.
What do you name it?
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry did that.
There you go. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Back to the offense. In the process, the ball's in your hands. What's the balance between keeping your eyes down the field, progressing with different receivers, and checking down to an open check down guy you have near the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, that's always the balance that you're trying to find, because when teams are playing the soft zone against us, you can spend time down the field trying to find something that may or may not be there, or you can check it down. And the key to those checkdowns is checking it down quickly as the defense is still getting into their drops, so you can get the run after the catch. And in the second half, I thought we did that very well. We had 3 drives. One was the bad interception by me, and then 2 went all the way down to the goal line. So I thought we moved the ball, really well in the second half. And a big part of that was getting it down to the checkdowns and letting our running backs make those 4-yard catches into 8-yard gains. And that's going to be a big part going forward.
What are the differences between being in shotgun versus under center and having to turn your back, maybe play action wise and stuff? How is that different for you and maybe more challenging or not more challenging?
Yeah, you just get a little less time to see the defense. And then a lot of defenses play different coverages based on whether the quarterback is under center or in the gun, based on tendencies. And so it's always different. You get different coverages, different footwork for me. Yeah.
What's the
Do
key?
you prefer the? I was gonna say, do you prefer the gun? Gun to your head.
I don't think it really matters to me. I think play actions are really good from under center, and you can run the ball really well from under center. But we'll see. We'll see what we do going forward. I think the gun run game was really good for us on Sunday, and we need to build on that momentum.
What's the key to making the under center play action passing game more consistent in a bigger part of the offense?
Well, the key is running the ball better from under center. If they're going to play soft zone like we did in the second half, we got to run the ball like we did. We did it out of the gun, so we'll see what we do going forward. But that's the biggest part. You got to run the ball well to get that respect from the linebackers to suck up, and then you can hit that intermediate zone.
Seems like you guys have had a lot of success in tempo, especially in terms of helping to get the run game going as well as the run game out of shotgun. What are the keys to having an effective up-tempo, maybe even no-huddle offense in the middle of the game?
Well, I think when you're rolling and you're moving the ball down the field, the play caller is feeling the momentum, and you can get in and out of the huddle quickly. Maybe you're not going no huddle and going warp speed like some of the college teams do, but the urgency in and out of the huddle, the defense can feel that momentum and that intensity. So when you're moving the ball down the field, I think the best thing that you can do as an offense is to get in and out of the huddle quickly, see the defense, run the play, get back, get out of the huddle. So that speed is critical.
When it's going well, do you feel like you can dictate to the defense more up-tempo than standard huddle offense?
Yeah. When you're playing well, you can go fast because you're moving the ball. If you're not playing well and you're going fast and it's a quick 3 and out and your defense is on the sideline for about 30 seconds, and so there you got to find that balance.
Joe, how would you best describe the team's offensive identity just 5 weeks into the season? If there's anything you want to change, what would it be entering the Saints game?
Yeah, I think we're finding our stride. Slowly but surely, we're learning a lot of lessons from each game. I think our run game, it was good to see that in the second half. We need to build on that momentum, and then if we can do that for the rest of the season, then I think teams are going to feel a little less confident about playing that soft zone, and I think we'll get more chances down the field.
You mentioned funky coverages in the red zone. Any other thing you've seen kind of why you guys have struggled down there to kind of score touchdowns?
We can always execute better. It's tough to answer a general question like that when we've had 5 games, but I think overall teams have been just changing up their coverages down there from what we expected.
Joe, Zach has been getting a lot of heat for play calling. You guys were 2 and 3 in the last game, that made third quarter where you had first team on one side of 5 and didn't run it once. He's taking a lot of heat for that. Is there a balance between coach probably getting too much heat for that and player execution, and where do you kind of find that balance, and how much onus do you take on that as well?
I mean, every play is designed to work if we execute it the right way, right? And so you can talk all you want about the play calling, but at the end of the day, players have to go out and execute the play the way it's supposed to be executed. And if we do that, the play is going to work. And so it's always tough in those situations because if you go for it on 4th down and you get it, you look like the smartest dude in the world, and you don't get it, you're going to take some heat. Those are the gambles that we face every single week in this profession. Didn't go our way this time. We've had several that have.
When you look at the numbers, it's a pretty stark comparison of wins and losses when you guys play with the lead, which I'm sure you're obviously aware of. But what happens matter where if you don't start with the lead offensively, how do you think you guys are going to be able to overcome that, considering it's pretty obvious when you're leading, you win, but that's not always going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, we just have to start out better. We've fallen behind, but every game we fought back and ended up losing by a last-second field goal in every single one of them. So we fought back. We just got to be more consistent throughout the games.
The funky coverages you speak of, either in the red zone or out in the field, different coverages than you may have seen. Is there a repeat? I mean, people say, all right, well, that worked that week. I'm going to implement it in my game plan. Do you see it on any repetition at all? Or?
Yeah, people like to double Jamar down there for sure.
I mean, is it just that, or are they doing some other things that you didn't anticipate? I mean, how many times have you gone through a game where they were in coverages you expected as opposed to things that you weren't?
Yeah, not. I mean, every team has had a different plan for us, and even if they do play coverage that a lot of that you do expect from film study, they're playing it a little differently depending on your tendencies and where you put your players. And so I think we just got to play fast and confident and get the ball out quickly to our playmakers and let them go work in space.
Is there anything about living in Louisiana for a couple of years that you kind of picked up and stuck with you now that you're back here?
I can definitely understand Jamar a lot better than when I first got there. His accent has got less thick since he arrived. When we first got here, I was kind of the translator for everybody, trying to communicate with him, but it's gotten better.
You start to do a big Tony Satcher guy or no?
I do always have that on me for sure.
You only spent 2 years down there with Jamar his entire life. Do you get a sense of how big or meaningful this game is to him?
We haven't talked about it. I know he'll have a lot of people there, and this game means a lot to him, just like it does for me. But at the end of the day, it's a must-win game for us. We got to go out there and execute the way we need to, and get this win so we can get back on the right track.
Do you just assume that teams are going to play that soft zone now moving forward, even if they don't normally do that on film?
Yeah, I think you have to, and then adjust on accordingly depending on what they show. But I think going forward, that's what we're going to expect.
So was Tyron there that night, the night you guys won the national championship?
Say that again?
Was Tyron there the night you guys won the national championship?
The timer?
No, Matthew.
Oh. I don't know. Was he? I'm not sure. I didn't see him that night.
Yeah, what's he look like on tape now when you watch him?
Same old player that he always is. He's making plays. He's all over the field. He's a really good instinctual player that understands your route concepts and your splits to maybe jump a route here or there. So he's the same player he's always been. Really good instinctual player.
You talk to him much at all? Have you ever run into him down there?
Yeah, I've talked to him. Not a ton, but we've spoken for sure.
Zach has talked about that being the loudest stadium he's been in. They were in the conference championship with the Rams. Goff couldn't understand what the signals were. Guys were doing different things. Having played there and knowing what it can be like from the other side, what kind of benefit can that be for you going into that environment?
Whenever you're on the road or at home, the home field advantage is a big thing. You can feel the momentum building more so when you're at home, and so we're just gonna have to be great with our communication. We know it's gonna be loud. We know the fans are gonna be fired up. They have a really good defense that is really good at limiting what you're good at. So it's gonna be a tough test for us.
Brian kind of mentioned that teams vary their looks, at least a little bit. They kind of tweak what they're doing to face you guys. What's the key to kind of expecting the unexpected as you go into a game and you're not quite sure what the defensive looks are going to be?
Yeah, just calling your core concepts that you have a lot of reps in, and that guys are going to be where they're supposed to be, and you can find a completion. And the key is just taking those completions early and finding the spots where you can take a shot. They're few and far between. So when you do get them, you have to hit them.
Joe, there's a lot of people excited about what you wear to a game, as you've learned. Any kind of LSU tie-in this week? Are you giving that away yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet. We'll see. It's usually a Saturday morning decision for me, so you'll find out, I guess.
You use the phrase "must win." Is this a must win in that every week's a must win in the NFL, or at 2 and 3, are you feeling urgency now to get this thing going?
Every week to me is a must win, and you get devastated if you don't. I'd be saying the same thing if we were 5-0. So, we're going to go out there and fight our balls off for a W.
Just going back to how loud the Superdome is, what's the loudest NFL stadium you've played in so far in your career?
Arrowhead. Arrowhead is very loud.